Hey, Thrivers, welcome back to another episode of Thrivin in Color. Fatherhood is more than a title, it's leadership, guidance, and a commitment to helping the next generation reach its full potential. In honor of Father's Day, we're celebrating the men who lead with purpose, invest in their communities, and create lasting impact through service and mentorship. Our guest today is a distinguished community leader with more than 30 years of service dedicated to uplifting undeserved communities. He has helped advance educational, economic, and civic opportunities throughout South Florida. Serves as a chairman of Banyan Health and leads one of the region's most impactful mentoring organizations, 100 Black Men of South Florida. A proud Florida A&M University alumnus, 2024 Distinguished Alumni Honoree, and devoted father, he embodies the belief that leadership is not about position, but about service and creating opportunities for others. We're honored to be joined by Pierre E. Rutledge, president of the 100 Black Men of South Florida. Thrivers, this is a powerful conversation you do not want to miss. Mr. Rutledge, welcome to Thriving in Color. It's truly a pleasure to have you on the show today.
As you were reading your intro or giving your intro, I was wondering, am I in the right show or what? But all seriousness, thank you for having me. Thank you for giving this platform to get this message out, and any message that you all continue to get out through your networks is duly appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So let's start with your story. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved with 100 Black Men of South Florida?
All right. I hate talking about myself because I have this handle that I use, and I didn't make it up, but it's service before self. So it's a little difficult for me to do it, but here I am. I'm a lifelong educator, born and raised here in Miami, Florida. My parents were born in Overtown. I consider myself a community servant and an advocate for youth development. Professionally, I've had over 3 decades working with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, helping create opportunities for young people to succeed academically and personally. My involvement with the 100 Black Men of South Florida came kind of organic, and it came from the desire to make a meaningful difference beyond my professional responsibilities and other things that I was doing. I was attracted to the 100 Black Men of South Florida because of the mission of mentoring young people and creating pathways, I think, to success. You're looking at someone who was mentored, and
Mm,
I understand the value of my mentees and my village. They literally saved my life. When I started volunteering, I think it came sort of natural. I started supporting the programs within 100, and it evolved into a sort of deep commitment to the organization and its mission. Today, I'm glad to say serving as president is both an honor and a responsibility, because I've seen firsthand by being that kid how mentorship can change the trajectory of a
mm.
young person's life.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, you have served in several leadership roles across South Florida. Were there any mentors or father figures who helped shape the leader you've become today?
Absolutely, Camry. I am who I am because of my village. I am not perfect. My village never required that I be perfect, but they required that I have resiliency, that I have dedication, that I was willing to sacrifice, and I was committed to something positive.
Mm,
Now, whether it was a college education, you mentioned I went to Florida A&M, that was my route, and I was given the opportunity to attend college. Um, I could have had another route. I could have gone into the world of work, the world of service, the military. They wanted to make sure that whatever I did with my life was positive. I'm a product of many great mentors, too many to name. Coaches, educators, fraternity brothers, Masonic brothers, community leaders who invested their time, their talent, and their wisdom in me. They taught me the importance of integrity, accountability, service, and leading by example. One
Mm.
lesson that has stayed with me, Camry, throughout my life is that leadership is not about titles. It's about responsibility. The individuals who influenced me most were people who were consistent, kept their word, and genuinely cared about others. These are the examples that continue to guide me as I am now the adult with the baton on the playing field.
Wow, that's beautiful. It definitely shows what great mentorship is all about. Now, in a time when many young people are searching for guidance and connection, what does it mean to be a positive male presence in someone's life?
It's a awesome responsibility. We have a saying in the 100 Black Men of America and the 100 Black Men of South Florida of what they see is what they'll be.
Mm,
So you have to always be cognizant that they're watching us. We're modeling their behavior. We're not perfect. We have to show that side as well. But we have an awesome obligation to at least try to lead and lead correctly. Being a positive male presence means being available,
mhm.
consistent, and authentic. Young people really aren't looking for perfection. They get it. They're not perfect and they're not expecting that out of us. They need someone who they can trust. And that's a big word nowadays.
Yep.
Looking for someone that they can trust, that they can share the good, the bad, and the ugly. They need someone who will listen, encourage them, challenge them, and hold them accountable. I must say that a positive role model, and it's a heavy burden sometimes because you're always struggling to figure out, am I doing it right? Am I doing it enough? But a positive role model, in my opinion, demonstrate what respect, responsibility, resilience, integrity look like every day. Sometimes the most powerful things, in my opinion, that you can do is simply show up
Yep.
and let a young person know that they matter and listen to what they have to say. And if asked to give wise counsel, do that unapologetically.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Now, as president of the 100 Black Men of South Florida, you've helped impact countless young people. Why is mentorship so important, particularly for young Black men?
Well, let's bring it full circle. Our organization, 100 Black Men of America, and we're a chapter here in South Florida, have four pillars. Number
Mhm.
one is mentorship, education, health and wellness, economic development or empowerment. So, by virtue of our mission, those men who volunteer with our organization and women, our mission has already been set forth. Um, Mentorship for us is critical because it provides access,
Mhm.
exposure, which is huge, and opportunity. Many of our young Black men have tremendous talent. They have a lot of potential, but they may not always have access to the networks that we do, the
Mhm.
experiences that we've had, and or the guidance that help unlock that potential. And that's our job as a mentor. We help bridge the gap through mentorship. Young men gain confidence, perspective, and practical tools to navigate life successfully. At the 100 Black Men of South Florida, Cameron, we often say, what they see is what they'll be. We're providing the example for the opportunity to just get it right and to live and be a successful citizen in this world. When young people see successful men who look like them, invest in time in them, and in their future, it expands what's possible in their minds. It becomes, not if I can, it becomes when I can. It goes
Yeah,
from what, if, to when. It's just a matter of time if they just follow the process. So that's
absolutely.
what it means to us.
I love that. It shows that the 100 Black Men is doing such amazing things with our youth. Now, through your work, you've seen firsthand the challenges many people face. What are some of the most important values or life lessons that fathers and mentors should be instilling in the next generation?
If I had a sign, Camry, that said "Work in Progress,"
Mm,
some of this we're building as we go. Um, Life has changed. It was different for me growing up in the 70s and the 80s than it is in the 2026. We didn't have AI. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cable 24 hours a day. So things are different. I
mhm,
believe personally that regardless of your era, whether they call you an OG or not, that there are some things that are fundamental and they're foundational values that and I say every young person needs to learn. And they include integrity, discipline, accountability, respect, perseverance, never give up, and service. You
mhm,
give, you give, and you give. And most times you get more than you give out. But service is key. And as I said in the beginning of this broadcast, service before self. We must teach our young people that character matters. It really does. In the age of social media, we have a tendency to show and do things that may not be befitting our character. It may just be the end thing, but it matters. We must teach them how to handle adversity. I was taught
mhm.
at a very young age that you're going to fall,
Yeah,
but the key is, can you get back up? And
mhm,
you're gonna fall, but can you get back up? And we have to instill that when you fall, you get back up. I'm still here, and I'm gonna help you get back up. We have to teach them how to communicate effectively with smartphones, with computers. We're sitting next to each other texting. I grew up in an era where you didn't have that. You had to turn and talk to somebody.
yeah,
And there was the Easter speeches where you got in front of the mirror and you had to give your Easter speech. The first thing we
mhm,
do when our Saturday Academy comes on the second and fourth Saturday for our Dr. Harold E. Ginyard Leadership Academy is they have 8 different questions. And it's called What Do You Think? It's the old version of current events. They get them on Thursday, they come on Saturday. You present your case and
yeah,
you do it in front of the group, which, breaks that barrier of fear, but it also teaches you to do some research, to be analytical, and then present and defend your position. Um, how to handle their finances. That's the key to survival, even for us, Cameron, as
yeah,
and how to treat people with dignity and respect. I always instill in our mentees, treat people how you want to be treated,
mhm,
even when they don't treat you the same. Most
yes,
importantly, for a lot of these kids, we teach them that success is just not about what you achieve for yourself, but it's also about what you help others to do along the way. That service piece. So
mm.
that's us here, and that's why we think that this is important.
Absolutely. I love that. You guys are definitely instilling some great things into our young men. Character is a big thing, especially in the day and age of social media. So I love the work that you all are doing. Now, 100 Black Men is known for its commitment to mentoring, education, economic empowerment, and leadership development. How is the South Florida chapter helping prepare young people for success today?
Cameron, thanks for that question. It's a great question, and I think that's the crux of what we do. Our chapter as a whole, which I must say are volunteers,
Mhm.
take a comprehensive approach to youth development. Through the Dr. Harold E. Ginyard Leadership Academy. And Dr. Ginyard was an esteemed educator here in the Miami-Dade County Public Schools for many, many years. We provide mentoring, leadership development, financial literacy, college and career readiness.
Mm.
Cultural enrichment is also important. Community service and exposure to professionals across various industries, from education to finance to STEM to um, folks who are pilots, college presidents, attorneys. So it covers judges, it covers the gambit of what can be if you
Mm.
just stick with the process and stay grounded in terms of the process of trying to go from a boy to a man. We believe a lot of exposure creates opportunity, whether we're taking students on college tours, conferences as we leave tomorrow for our national convention, career exploration activities, trips to Miami International Airport to see aviation, Turkey Point and FP&L to see how that operates. Just different things to expose them, the Perez Art Museum, and those things to give them that exposure that many of them probably would have not have gotten but for the Leadership Academy. And connecting them with successful professionals, which provide opportunities for internships or just knowledge in terms of career development. Our goal is basically, Cameron, it's very, very simple. It's to help them see possibilities
Mm-hmm.
beyond their immediate circumstances, no matter what that is. You're in a safe zone when you're with us. We are not just simply preparing young people for graduation. We're preparing them for this thing called life.
Yes. Yes. I love that you said that. I love that because our young people definitely have to be prepared for life. And you mentioned the convention. So tell us a bit about the convention. What can these young people expect? And for those who even may be interested in being a part of 100 Black Men, what is convention like?
Okay. Um, Tomorrow we leave to go to New York City. I know the
Mhm.
Knicks are celebrating on Thursday, and we'll be in the midst. And then Friday is Juneteenth, and we're going to do that as well. But this is our annual conference that the national organization has every year. We have 23 young mentees going along with us, all expense paid. We handle everything, including their wardrobe, and it's they earned their way on this trip. We started with
Mm.
51 young men when school started last year, and they have a metrics where you earn points for doing the right things. For example, being on time, being properly attired, having your assignments done,
Mm.
actively participating in the activities. Um, all of that adds up to a number, and those who are above that threshold get to go on a trip every year. Last year we were in New Orleans. The year before in Atlanta. Next year we'll be in Dallas. Year after that, Chicago. Then we go back to Atlanta.
Mm.
So we'll be leaving tomorrow, going into New York to participate. We have our mentees competing in different competitions. They have a whole
Mm.
youth side to the convention. We have folks that competing in STEM competition. Last year, we were the national champions in STEM. We actually won the T-shirt design for the conference, where all of the youth will have on T-shirts, and that design was created in a competition that two of our young men won in competition. So we compete in the all African American competition. It's called, I mean, you get to a point where you have two levels. You have junior, which are for our junior high kids, because
Mhm.
we start in sixth grade and go through graduation and beyond, and then the high school students, and they compete in the African American History Challenge. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and then the adults do the adult things. We have meetings, workshops, etc. But we're traveling tomorrow morning as a collective unit. There's going to be 40 of us between chaperones, um, supporters, and 23 mentees. So that's a little bit about the exposure, our trip. Some have never been on a plane, never been to New York, and to land there and experience the Knicks parade. There's people going on, but most of all, there's a big celebration for Juneteenth on Friday which is going to be powerful for them.
Wow. I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure some of these kids probably never been on a plane or traveled to any of these states before. So it's great that you guys are letting them see the world basically and letting them know that there's so much more out there outside of South Florida.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's about exposure.
Yes.
And if it means that the 100 Black men of South Florida have to provide that, then we're going to do it. That's our commitment. As long as they live up to, as I said, they earn their way on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And the matrix, the numbers, believe it or not, it takes the human feeling out of it. You
Mm,
earn your grade, you earn your number, and if it falls above the line, you go.
that's great.
Absolutely.
Wow. So, leadership often comes with tremendous responsibility. How do you stay grounded and continue leading with purpose while balancing the many demands of your work?
Cameron, I'm a product of many of the ancestors that have gone on who poured into me, who saw something in me before I even knew that I had the ability.
Hmm.
I'm grounded by my faith, my family, and my commitment to service in this community. I remind myself regularly, on a regular basis, that leadership is about serving others, not personal recognition at
Yeah.
all. I also stay, connected to the mission. When I see young people succeed, graduate, earn a scholarship, or overcome obstacles to become productive men, it reminds me of why the work really matters. Those moments provide for me a motivation to continue to moving forward despite the challenges. When I'm tired, we go. When we have to give of our finances, I dig deeper because I understand the value of mentorship. I understand the value of family commitment in this village that we talk about, but as opposed to the 100 Black men talking about it,
Hmm.
we try to be about
Yes. I love that. That is great. Now, as a father yourself, what has fatherhood taught you about leadership, service, and the importance of investing in the next generation?
it. Fatherhood changed my life. I went from being the mentee to the father and mentor. It taught me that leadership begins at home. I prayed that my kids, when folks said, "Who is your mentor?" They said, "My dad, my mom," because it all starts at home, not, professional athlete or someone who's just out in the community. That was my prayer. Being a father has reinforced personally the importance of patience, which I
Mm.
really had to work on. And I'm still a work in process. I'm sorry. Consistency, it's sacrifice because you're no longer living for yourself.
Yeah.
You're living for somebody else in that unconditional support, the unconditional love to know that, I'm a father, you're mine. We're really connected until death do us part. As,
Absolutely.
also as a father, and I don't mean to cut you off, Cameron, I'm sorry,
No.
but I learned that young people pay more attention to what you do than what
Mm.
you say.
Yep.
They watch your actions. They look at your work ethic. You can't ask them to do something that you're not willing to do.
Mm.
They watch how you treat people, and they watch how you respond to adversity. Like I said, we all fall down, but the key to it and the secret sauce is how do we get up? Um,
Yes.
Fatherhood is deep in my understanding of why mentorship really matters. Every child deserves someone who believes in them, someone who encourages them, who helps them navigate this thing that I keep calling life.
Mm.
That perspective basically has made me even more committed to investing in young people and through the work of the 100 Black Men of America and locally here, 100 Black Men of South Florida.
Okay. Now, as you think about your legacy, what do you want people, and especially the young people you've mentored, to remember most about your impact?
Camry, I think about that all the time. I
Mm,
struggle often to wonder if I'm doing enough. People
mhm,
say, Pierre, you're always on the go, you're doing too much. But in my mind, I can do a little bit more. Am I doing too much? I mean, not enough. I'm sorry. So I struggle with that. I hope people, when that day comes, remember me as a guy who generally cared about um, community, who cared about others, that I use whatever platform, including this one, or position that I've held to help others succeed. If a young person, for me, if it can say that I encourage them, I believe in them, I open the door for them, I help them to see their own potential, then I consider my work meaningful.
mm,
Um, Titles come and go. As you know, positions change.
mhm.
What lasts is the impact that we have on people. And my goal has always been to leave individuals, our organizations, my community stronger than when I found them. So that's how I want to be remembered.
Wow. Well, from our conversation so far, I'm sure that you are leaving a significant
Thank
impact on these young people. Now, before we wrap up, what message would you like to share with fathers, father figures, and mentors who are pouring into the next generation?
you. All right, this is for the fathers, the father figures, and the mentors. And I'm looking into the camera because I'm serious. Never underestimate the power of your presence, being there, your time, your guidance, your
Mhm.
encouragement, your example can change a young person's life forever. Gentlemen, you don't have to be perfect. You simply just have to be present. Show up. Continue showing up. Continue listening. Continue investing. Continue believing that our young people, even when they don't yet believe in themselves, believe in them. The future of our community, Cameron, I think it's great. We live in Miami, Florida, and I
Yep.
tell people we live where people vacation. So
Mm-hmm.
we live in paradise, and if the future of our community depends on our investments we make today, we need to start making that investment. Every conversation like this, every lesson that we learn, every act of encouragement really, really matters. Something as simple as saying, I'm proud of you, job well done, or just, I see you
Yes.
means a lot. And Karen, I think together, if we can do this and help develop the next generation of leaders,
Yep.
um, take this community, make it stronger, and it also make this world a better place. Again, I say Miami, Florida, no better place. We live where everybody vacations. You won a championship, where are you coming? Miami. Okay, you're going on vacation, you need a cruise, where are you coming?
Miami.
Miami. So if we're going to be the model of the world, I think it's incumbent upon us that we make sure that the village,
Mm-hmm.
our kids, are taken care of first before we give ourselves to visitors into this great place that we call home.
Yes. Wow. Well, guys, you heard it here first. Mr. Rutledge, it's been such a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you so much for dropping those gems today. And before we wrap up, please let everyone know where they can find and connect with 100 Black Men South Florida.
Okay. We're all over the place. Our social media handles are going to be 100blackmen.sf. You'll find us on Facebook. Our website is 100blackmensf.org.
All right. And to our listeners, stay connected with Black PR Wire by following Black PR Wire on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X for the latest news, stories, and updates in Black communities. And to all of our fathers and father figures listening, thank you for your guidance, your presence, and the countless ways you help shape stronger futures. Happy Father's Day, and
Happy
thank you for
Father's Day,
tuning
Cameron.
in to
Thank you,
Black.
Cameron. Thank you for having me. And happy
Of
Father's
course.
Day to the fathers.
Yes, and thanks so much, you all, for tuning in to Black PR Wires Thriving in Color podcast. I'm your host, Camry, and remember to keep thriving in color.